Hi guys, this is my Hoya Lanceolata Bella. I'm not a Hoya expert, so I think this is like nicknamed Bella, or I forgot the term for it. Hoya is definitely like an expert or like a different level of plant knowledge. If I'm talking a little weird, I was at the dentist like this morning, and it's been a few hours, but my face is still pretty numb. This is the first time I'm talking actually today, so I apologize for that, but I really felt like I needed to document this ASAP. So anyway, I was going to show, there's new growth right here, and let's see, I was going to show the peduncle, I think. There was a peduncle I noticed, I think, right here. I think this is a cutie tiny little peduncle. Yep, it is. And so far, she's doing okay. I haven't had this Hoya for very long. I've only had it for such a short amount of time. And everything that I'm using in regards to the medium, the substrate, the pot will be linked down in the description section. Also what I'm using, like the sticks and the clips and stuff. If you guys are interested, always look in my description section. All of what I'm using is always there. And also what I'm using to water her. So this is my first ever. I remember, I think it was like last year before I was like completely against buying Hoyas or adding Hoyas in my collection. I thought I was just going to give up because when I got my Lacunosa, it died the next morning. So I was very traumatized and scared to get more. So it's been almost a year, and my other Hoyas are doing, majority of them are doing better. My Yeti has been doing better, and I will do an update on that once I feel like there is a good growth to get an update on. So she sits on an east-facing window. Anyway, before I move forward, that was the reason why I did that, and I initially kind of wanted the Bella. There's a lot of mixed information about it. Some people can't smell them. Some people can smell them very well. I'm at a point that I just want a flower. I just want peduncles or umbels. I want flowers. And if she's not fragrant, she's not fragrant. But I want to see a Hoya flower in my lifetime. So anyway, I wanted to document the peduncle because I don't want it to like fly by and be, a few days after or weeks after, and then it's already gotten bigger and it bloomed and things like that. So I wanted to do that. And if you are new to Hoyas like I am, or even newer than I am, there are a lot of different terms in Hoyas, like blast or something like that, which I kind of forgot what it meant. It has to do with peduncles or flowers. So I did clip them because I don't like it when they hang. There's a probability when I hang them somewhere, it's going to like get cut, because that's what happens to my other trailing plants. So as much as possible, I always want them to grow up. That's a personal preference. It's not required. A lot of Hoya growers actually grow them on a macrame or a hanging pot. I personally don't want to do that. I think it's just harder for me. It's just a personal preference. Harder for me to water and care for them, in my opinion. So there's another peduncle right here. All of these peduncles have been here when I got her, so it has nothing to do with how I care for her. So I just kind of hope I'm doing everything that she's happy with. All of this that you've seen, there hasn't been really new growth in my possession because I just got her very recently. And this is her first vlog, so I hope you guys are very welcoming and warm for her. So there's two right there. This is a leaf. Another tip, because when I was very new to Hoyas and I saw these vines without any leaves, I thought that they were dead, and I clipped all of them. Those are vines. Hoyas tend to grow Well, not this Hoya because it seems like they grow kind of immediately. But my other Hoyas, like my carnosas, my pubicalyx, they grow the vines and then the leaves start to grow after that. So don't cut them unless they look like dead. Dead would be something like this right here. That's dead. When it's like super crispy. So, so this is how she looks like. I've actually lost a few of them, maybe 3. And that was just when I got her, I had to transplant her. I think she was like in moss or soil or something. The reason that I always transplant is, number one, I don't really know what kind of medium the previous owner had, and I don't know what they have in there. And I prefer to treat my plants the way I prefer to treat my plants, which I do feed them all the time, and I don't want to like overfeed them. Sometimes some people would put in there the slow release, which a lot of the slow release can cause cancer. So I try to make sure everything is, something that I do know what it's in there, and it's safe for me and my family and my pets. Just because you're not in contact with it right away doesn't mean like it's gonna release some toxins in the air, and we're all breathing the same air. So I don't want anybody to get sick or hurt. So that's why I do that. And secondly, you don't really know if it has any kind of larvae, any kind of pest larvae, any kind of like even like animal eggs in there sometimes, like a lizard or something. You just never know. Spider eggs, whatever. So I always do that. And I tried to clean her up, but her leaves are very tiny. I didn't want to ruin or hurt her. So I'm just going to leave her as is. But if you've noticed with my plant vlogs, when I do update them, the newer leaves, if I can't, I'm too terrified to clean the old leaves. The new leaves are always very shiny and clean. So that's just because it's with my care and I'm in control of that and I can prevent that. So that's a big difference. The parts that kind of broke off, I did try to clip them. I did try to propagate them, and there is no update on that yet because it was just like a few days ago. So the light condition, what I put her in, she is up on a top shelf on an east-facing window. My top shelf is not really too high. She does get eastern light. Just so you know, when you put plants in a western window, western light, and it's very, very high up, it's almost close to the top of the frame of the window. Usually they don't really get the western light. It's west direct, indirect, and it's usually more northern. With east, it's usually just the way I set up my shelves is this one will always get eastern light. She sits in a first floor eastern window. There is no obstruction in front of her, no sheer curtain, no nothing. I took all those off, and we took all the obstructions from outside off, so all my indoor plants always get like a ton of light. I cannot tell you how often I water her due to the fact that the only really carnosas that thrive with me with soil or a Hoya mix are my carnosas, my pubicalyx, and that's it. Everything else is I'm getting them dry rot, or they're rotting in some sense, either overwatering, which I doubt, probably dry rot, and then because it was like too dry, just sitting in water, and it looks like wet rotting. And so I just kind of thought to change everything into pond. I did make my own mix right there, and again, I'm linking everything down below. I am using a self-watering pot. The reason I do this is because it's an epiphytic plant. Epiphytic is similar to an orchid. They prefer to be more constantly getting moisture. And I don't have that because I live in the Midwest in the United States, and we're not really humid unless you go outside in the summer, which is like a few months in the year. And all of my plants are indoors year round due to I don't want the trouble of putting them outside and trying to acclimate them. Acclimating them outside takes a while, and then acclimating them indoors can take a while, and I don't want to do that twice a year. So there's a high risk of pests coming in with them. So I don't really, it's just a lot of trouble for me. So I prefer to just keep everything indoors and do that. I have been experimenting because I feel like I'm hitting a wall and I'm getting really frustrated and impatient with my Hoyas. So anyway, I got a Bella because a lot of people were saying that they're massive bloomers, they're easy bloomers, and they're constant bloomers. The downside is a lot of people have said they can't smell anything from the blooms, but a lot of people have also said that they can. So I'm more of a pessimistic person, so I'm kind of hoping I can smell it. Plus, I do add stuff in her feeding that supposedly will encourage stronger and more potent fragrance for any fragrant flower, or any plant that has a flower that is fragrant. Am I saying that right? So that's it. I have never had this plant in any type of soil, so I apologize. I cannot share that experience on how to water her. This is the thinnest leaf Hoya that I do have. The next thinnest is my Huskalina. I think I'm saying that right. Huskalina. So here she is. And need to rub that off. But I try to be very, very careful because, leaves can be fragile, and I've had it for such a short amount of time. I don't want to hurt her. So anyway, she has some new growth since I've gotten her then, because that's new. You see it? Yep, that's new. I don't know if this one will be okay because the middle of it is faint, but she's tiny, so I don't know. I'm hoping she'll be okay though. I'm always very hopeful because this one is more of like an all light green. So that one has the same coloring as the rest of the, what is this called? The stem. I forgot what it's called. Because it's the same color, I'm a little bit more confident in that one. I don't know about the smaller one. I thought there was a third one or a fourth one. I'm not really sure. But I wanted to document this because I think the next time I will be updating her, there would be some development in the peduncle. So maybe maybe she will be frequent in my plant vlogs. One can only hope, right? I think that's what I'm going to do. Whenever I have a peduncle, I'm going to try and document as much as possible on the Hoyas, because I would want that for me, if I want to see it again, I get a video. That would be amazing. So anyway, here she is. And the beauty about the soft watering pot or planter is that it feeds the plant whenever they need feeding with the water. That's the beauty of that. The stuff that I do provide is safe for semi-hydro and hydro. Semi-hydro is what I am doing. I think that's what it's called, or hydroponic. Yeah. So I think semi-hydro doesn't even have anything. I think semi-hydro is directly just water. I mean hydroponic. I think semi-hydro is more of you have a some kind of substrate or medium, which is like this. But yeah, so I like this because I won't have to worry about this plant. She will get fed whenever she wants to, and because of the rocks and the holes right here, it does help with humidity. And this is a tropical plant, so they love humidity. I have a built-in humidifier in my home, and if the air or the heat isn't working, it doesn't push out humidity. It does say there's constant humidity. I think we're at 45, but like I said, if it's not constantly running, which is nobody does that. It's ridiculous. So this does help because I don't really add an extra humidifier. If you guys want any chit chat about this particular plant, you have any tips, tricks, anything at all, let me know down in the comment section below. I love hearing from you guys all the time. Anything else? Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.